My guest today is Kiko Navarro, international DJ, producer from the Balearic island of Maiorca, Spain, head honcho of his own latest label imprint, Afroterraneo, the extension of his deep love and passion for Afro and Soulful house sounds. Also known for classic traditional vintage house sounds and of course disco, a career spanning over 20 years with a beautiful list of releases on groundbreaking, influential labels like Local Talk, Wonderwheel, Pacha Recordings, BBE, Yoruba, Large, Nite Grooves, including his early days label imprint, Flamingo Discos. With close to 1.2 million population throughout the Balearic Islands, approximately 2,000 cases of coronavirus and 20 deaths, Majorca and Ibiza are prominent dance music destinations and where music lovers frequent for the summer every year for decades. Club DJs, staff, promoters have been affected with postponing, cancellations and uncertainty if there will be a season at all this year. His DJ residencies are between both islands of Ibiza and Majorca, and with frequent European tours all year round, including Greece, where he is loved, Germany, UK, Russia, Estonia, Italy, all the way to Asia, Middle East and the USA, where everything is on hold. His music has reached dance floors across the globe and into the crates, spreading to DJs in Afro house, soulful house, world dance and techno. With YouTube plays in the millions, his signature production is loved and spotted when you hear it, a name that many DJs recognize and respect. His latest release at the end of the month on April 24th is Afroterraneo, the same name of his label, out on Brooklyn's finest Wonderwheel recordings. On today's episode, we're discussing some of the actions and initiatives that are emerging on the Balearic Islands for the dance music communities and industry, the influx of online streaming and what you have planned for online broadcasts or other content ideas, and of course, balancing your spiritual home, family, and professional life. Kiko Navarro, how's it going, brother?
It's all good. Thanks God that at least we can say that we are safe and healthy.
Excellent.
So even we have this really bad situation worldwide, at least we can say that we are fine.
Excellent. Look, tell me about your love for classic, vintage, and house sounds. I mean, where and when was it when you first heard, and when it changed your life?
Well, I think that going back to when I was maybe, I don't know, when I started to have the sense for listening, when I was a baby, I was already listening to music because I have an older brother who is like 12 years older than me, and he's a crazy music lover, especially back those days. So he was like, with any money that he was getting, he was buying albums and 12 inches. And I was very curious to listen what he was bringing home. So I was, let's say, educated with the music that he was playing, that mainly it was like British pop, American soul and R&B, and a little bit of dance also. Yeah. But he was not really crazy about that until when he started to work in a club here in Palma, in Mallorca. Okay. He was working in the club as a sub manager, sub director, as we say here. And then he was starting to bring 12 inches from the club to record some tapes. And also I was like very curious to wake up every morning and going to his room to see which vinyls he brought today or that day. So for me, it was really like a big impact when I first heard bands like Soul to Soul. That was really a revolution for me. When I heard that beat of Keep On Moving, it really blew my mind. And then other bands like Enigma, they sampled that beat. And I really like it also, Enigma, back on those days. And I remember other tracks like Mantronics, Got to Have Your Love, Joy Sims, Come Into My Life. All those tracks were the ones that, and we are talking about like a slow tempo. It's around 95, 100 BPMs.
That's right.
But that was what really got me attention. And to be honest with you, and for some people, it can be a bit funny because then this track became very commercial. but I swear that first time I listened to Technotronic, Pop Up the Jam, that was it. I mean, that bass line. I mean, we can. It's funny because then it became a hit, a super commercial mainstream. But
still
if
is,
you
still is.
it's still take the track, and I'm honest. I don't want to hide whatever because I'm not embarrassed saying the truth, you know. But if you take that track and you analyze, it was I think 1989, how the bass line sounds and how the beat from the 909 sounds in 89, man, they did something. And I remember, I was that day in the big supermarket. You know, when the supermarkets they were selling vinyls.
Yes,
and,
yes.
And those days were when also it was like the revolution of the house and acid house. Especially it came from the UK where it really exploded. And then even in the supermarket where you could buy fish, meat, they had a DJ booth where they were selling the vinyls. And I remember I was going there with a friend to buy I don't know what, but I was like 14 those days, and I was going also to check the vinyls, and I heard Pop on the Jam, and then I say, wow, what is this? And we went there, we asked, and they were playing the track from a compilation. It was called Dance House. It was a compilation from a label that I think it was German. It was called BCM. They were doing a lot of compilations and releasing a lot of music back on those days. And my friend, after a week, he got money from his parents, so he bought it. And I had to wait until I got some money to get the copy. But well, mainly I would say that, putting the story short because we can talk for hours. Those days when I heard for the first time house, an acid house, and that would be on the let's say up tempo beat, and also on the down tempo beat, a band like Soul to Soul, Jazzy B, and El Hooper as producers, because also then they were producing other artists that I really like it also, like Maxi Priest, like Red Head Kingpin, and well, there is many of them. So that was when I thought I love this, and also because I had the facility to have some kind of relation. Even I was very young with the clubs because of my old brother. When I thought, okay, I want to be a DJ. I want to be in a club. I want to play this music that I love, and I want to make the people feel good and dance to this music. Because if I love it, for sure, some of them they are going to love it too. So let's share this and let's have fun together.
Yep. I love it. I remember buying like records as well from the supermarket. You just reminded me. I bought Jungle Brothers from the supermarket, and I bought Run DMC from the supermarket. Crazy.
Yeah.
So tell me, you've got a new album coming out. I had to listen to it last night. It was amazing. And you've got it coming out on Wonderwheel Recordings. How did that come about? Working with Nico again, with Nicodemus, and releasing it on Wonderwheel and not on your own label. Why did that happen?
Well, everything has a story behind, and the story behind this is that I met Nico, I think, like 3 years ago or 2 years ago. I can't remember exactly, but we connected very quick. And when we met, it was in Tenerife, in Canary Islands, because we were playing together in the opening of Papagayo Club. It's like a nice, good club there in Tenerife. So they did like a big opening party, and they booked us. So I was excited to meet Nico, and we had lunch together. We connected very, very easy, very well. We were talking like if we would be friends for years. And after that, we have been in touch. He came to Mallorca. We played together once in Garito Cafe. where I used to play every month. And I remember it was last year in January when he told me that he was on tour in Europe. And he told me, I'm in Spain. I'm in Barcelona because he has some friends there. He said, I have a few days. If you want, I can come to Mallorca. We can stay together. We can make some music together. I say, yes, come here. And he came to my house. He stayed here. And when, there is a relation between DJs and cooking.
Yeah.
So we were in the kitchen. He was cooking a very nice pasta fagioli that he does perfect for dinner, which is a heavy dinner, So then you need some hours to go to sleep. And we spend the hours in the studio. And we were talking about the music that I was doing during 2018. He really liked it, and he told me, Kiko, why you don't work on an album? I say, yeah, I think it's time, because the last time I worked on an album, it was in 2017 when I released Everything Happens for a Reason on BBE. And I didn't have that plan, but it's true that in 2019, last year in January, we moved to a new house. I had a new studio, and it was the time to work on music. So he gave me the idea, actually, and he told me, and when you are ready, show it to me, because if I can help you with all the platform that I already have after the 15 years of Wonderwheel, so I would be happy to help you. And I was working on it, and then this question, other people already did the same question, like, why you release your album on another label when you recently started a new label, Afroterraneo? And the answer is very easy to understand. If you have somebody who you can trust, because you see that Wonderwheel is doing good things as a label, professionally talking, and then the person who is behind and is offering what they have to support your music.
Yeah,
I thought that it was better for me and for all the music that I'm doing, better to release it on a label that already has an established platform. They have much more followers than my label has. And it was like a kind of also from their side, I suppose that it was like a win-win situation. Like, I really appreciate that they opened the door, like, come here and let's share the music with our people. So basically, I thought that going through Wonderwheel, there are many reasons, but in general, Afroterraneo is me. It's one person who has to take care about many things in my life. And they have an office. They have people working for a label.
Yeah.
So starting from that they have a structure, they can develop much more things than me alone. And so then I thought, okay, the album started with Nico, and the album is going to be with Nico. And that's it.
That's great. It's a beautiful record. I love listening to it, and like a lot of your music, mate. It's just such beautiful music to listen to. I always really enjoy listening to your music. And I haven't listened to your stuff for a while now, and since we spoke over the last few days to get for today's interview, and I just started going down your catalog again, and I'm just like, wow, it's just so great. I've been forwarding tracks to friends and just like, oh man, I'm speaking to Kiko on Thursday. I can't wait, So it's great to learn. And Nico's a brother of mine. We've just so and I also feel the same way when I met you years ago. Like, if we've been staying in touch, and it feels like I've known you for so long as well. And there's an instant connection. So between the three of us, just there's an instant bond. And I'm grateful for that. Now, you seem to be naturally a spiritual person. Keeping a balance between home, family, professional life. raising positivity and happiness within your household with your wife and your children is a big priority. What does that look like on a daily basis? Like, what are the kind of things? How do you create that kind of energy at home and that balance at home and in the studio? And I love what you did with your son Hugo, making that track about isolation and the virus. Such a great track. It sounds like it was so much fun doing together.
Yeah, it was really special because, you know, when we were working on the track, I felt some kind of pressure that I never felt before, because I was with my son in the studio and he's 9 years old, and he was super excited, but at the same time, he wants to play. So when you make a track, you have to do things like you have to repeat and redo it again and again until it's perfect. But with him, we didn't, it was like a quick somehow. But I felt that pressure that I didn't want to get him bored in the studio, because it was the first time, and I would like that it's not the last one. So for me, I maybe I was more excited than him, you know, because for him, okay, let's do the track, but he doesn't really know what can happen with the track, how long it can go, and how far. I mean, in the planet. So it was beautiful to do that. Actually, we did it like 1 week after we were locked down at home, and then it has been so beautiful to see the reaction of him when, like, a friend of mine, Fabio Genito, is doing like a live show every day, and he played and he was talking like beautiful things about the track, about how surprised he was that a 9 years old had that conscience. Because, you know, when we did this track, I did the beat and he did the rest. So he wrote the vocals. I said to him, okay, wrote something, and he wrote all the speech, the chords. He played the chords. He played the bass line. He did that. So and then when other people are listening, they are, even Osulade told me, wow, this is beautiful, you know. And it's really special when you do something with your son, and then people who you respect and has been an influence also for you is talking good about that, because it's really beautiful. So also, who else? Well, I mean, now that we are doing like virtual class with the school, okay?
Yes.
So we send the track to his teacher, and he didn't know it because he was very shy. He didn't want to share with the class, you know. So the teacher was sharing the track with the whole school, and then when he saw that many people was like sending messages, "Wow, this is great, Hugo! Wow, we love it." Then he started to feel the proud, let's say, okay, and the happiness.
Yeah,
so it was great. But going back to your question, I think the fundamental is just to be correct, to be right, to be faithful to your inner side. What you think is fine. What you think is if good. I really believe in karma, so that's the fundamental. Doing the right, and I say also, talking about my son or my kids, this is my fundamental for education. It's very easy to understand, because like all the kids, sometimes they are naughty. They fight each other. I have two. Hugo is 9 and Marco is 5. I say, look, there are two ways: the good way and the bad way. If you take the good way and you are a good person, everything is going to be amazing, especially now that you don't have any worries. We are here to, if you have any problem that you are not going to have with only 9 years old, unless it's a health problem. If you take this way, it's going to be fantastic. If you take the other way, which is the bad way, being a bad boy with a bad behavior, it's going to be bad. So it's very easy. Take this way, everything's going to be perfect. So in my life, I always try to be in this way, and then I can complain. So far, until today, I can say that my life is beautiful. I hope that after this big hit with the virus, we will see, because now it's like very uncertain times. Uh, we cannot, how can I say, plan anything, predict anything. We are on the hands now, really, from the governments, because they are the ones that they put the rules, the ones that they are saying what we can do and what we can't. So now we are on their hands, and let's see that everything is going to be better.
And so, in addition to that, like, how do you keep focused on your music professional game? Like what are some of the things you're doing now to kind of keep you focused?
Yeah, now as all of us, everything is canceled. I mean, I can tell you that this year, 2020, I was super excited for many reasons, but one of them was because the year started great for me in terms of I have my album to release. I have many dates already confirmed since January until August almost. So gig wise, it was great. Everything looked fantastic, much better than the last maybe 5 years. And now everything is canceled. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know, because I live from music. I live from my gigs, my main income, and also the money that I get from the music, which nowadays is not that big, but also helps. So now I have to live from my savings because there is nothing at all. And also the helps, if we are going to get any help from the government, for us, we are like self-employer. It's not very clear yet, let's say. So how can I get focus? Because I think it's very important to be positive, optimistic. Yeah. And now what I think is, okay, what I can do. I'm locked down at home. Thanks God that I have my studio at home so I can make music. So the only way that I can be alive these days is through the social media. And thanks to social media, sometimes, social media is a tool that sometimes I think the people, is my personal opinion, they use it in a wrong way. But in my case, I think the right way, in my case, professionally talking, is we use social media as a free tool to show the people who is interested what we do and to share it with them. So I thought, since we are locked down and everything changed in a very radical way, that the only thing that I can do is to keep producing music for the next months, because normally when you finish a track, in my case it takes like a half a year or sometimes a year to be released. So now is the time to do as much studio sessions as I can to produce music. And how I get focused is because I think in the future, even I don't know how it's going to be the future, I believe that making music is going to bring something good in the future. So that's why that's my main focus. It's like, okay, I want to keep doing what I'm doing for a long time. And right now, the way is to make music and to do some live, maybe on Facebook or Instagram. Actually, on Friday, I'm going to do a special, I call it like a live listening session, because next Friday, 24th, as you say, the album is going to be out. And also I'm going to be doing like a live on Facebook and Instagram, where I'm going to play the tracks from the album and I'm going to talk about that. And also Fantastic. I'm going to be, totally open and to do like questions and answers. The people can interact with me. They can
Fantastic.
answer. Yeah, they can answer. Yeah. They can sending questions through Facebook and Instagram. I will be more than happy to answer.
Is this going to be on Instagram Live, or will you be using any other platforms?
Well, what I'm going to do is I will be on Facebook and Instagram on the same time live. It's going to be, good. on Friday at 6 p.m., like Europe Central Time, which is noon in the East Coast of the United States. Yep. And also it's going to be like 1 a.m. in Tokyo, just to give some reference. And yeah, I'm very excited to do that, to see what's the reaction, because it was last Saturday when I did the first live, like a DJ set for a club here in Mallorca called Social, and I never did it before. And I had some kind of audience, which made me so happy. So now I'm even more excited to do this, talking about the album.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts in general with like the influx of online streaming now, especially because a lot of it's free, and I'm finding this could be quite detrimental to us as artists and DJs, that we like while I mean, no one's really got money to spend, but like, so at some point we've got to find some kind of income from this as well, especially over these coming months, where it's going to get difficult in terms of income streams. And so, yeah, what are your thoughts on that? Like on online streaming, free content, and what have you?
First, I was thinking that because this is nothing new. People have been doing like
Sure.
live DJ sets for a long time. To be honest, I thought it was ridiculous at the beginning, because I don't understand. I'm a DJ who plays for an audience. It can be for 1 people or it can be for 1,000 people. But my goal is to entertain the people, to make them happy with the music that I love, and I play for them. So when I was thinking about to do a live DJ set on social media, I thought this is ridiculous. I didn't understand, to be honest. But since we are locked down because of the virus, some people were asking, when are you going to do that? We need your music. We need your positive vibes, your energy. And then I thought, okay, I should, because they ask, and they are somehow my followers, and I want to make them happy. So then I did it, because also there is a club that I play regularly in Palma called Social Club. And they told me if I wanted to do it. Actually, when they told me, I was like happy, because I felt honored to use their channel to express myself through the music. So then I was excited. So the feeling, it really changed it, to be honest. First, I didn't want to do it because I felt it was ridiculous. But also I'm going to recognize that after a month without playing in a club, I really miss to do that. And things you don't realize how much you can miss until it happened.
Yeah.
So after 1 month without playing at all in any place, I felt that I need to do that. I miss to play music, and I miss the people in front of me, and I miss that energy and that connection that happens only on the dance floor. Yeah. So then I thought, okay, let's do that. And when I was doing that, even I was a little bit nervous, because I had some technical problems that I couldn't connect at the right time. It was delayed. And also, the difficulties that we have with internet. And also it was like peak time on a Saturday. The line was a little bit collapsed. Anyway, even that happened, I felt really excited. And then I felt the people, because then I was watching, okay, now I have 150. Now I have 200 connected. People like writing text very quick. So I felt somehow in a virtual way that connection with the people, and got me very high, So now I can say that it was a great experience. And the more funny or special thing for me was the following day. The following day, I felt like I had like a hangover, but not hangover. Let me explain. Not hangover from like when you drink a lot one night and then the following day you have like headache and stuff. No, I felt hangover because I miss that feeling. I miss the people.
Yeah.
So it was so nice. So nowadays, with this situation, I recognize that it's really nice when you do that from your home and then you see the feedback and you see the people on the other side.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful. Talking about income, first, I think because, I got the approach from a company that offered me like a very simple platform where you can do like a live session. And if the people wants to listen to it or to enjoy it, watching you play music, they have to pay a little amount, and then that money they get like a percentage, and then it's when you use Bandcamp, they
Yep.
use the you can use their platform to sell your music. They get a little percentage, and then you get the money. So that's the same, but for a live stream. But I thought that if nowadays, if the popular DJs they are doing for free, it doesn't make sense to do it and charge to the people, because the people they are going to judge you, and maybe some followers they don't care and they pay, but in general, and I tell you, it's not a matter about what the people is going to say if I do a live streaming and I want to charge. It's just because it's it's like a market, and you have to analyze the market, and then you it's like a you want to analyze what the big brands are doing.
Yeah.
And then if they are doing that for free, I don't, right now, maybe I change the mind in the next weeks, I don't know. But right now, I don't see if it's right to charge for that.
Yeah.
So how are we going to get an income? Right now, I don't know.
Yeah. 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 So I guess that's perfect to lead to what I want to say now. It's like, what have you learned or finding out about, particularly in Mallorca and Ibiza, the kind of like initiatives and support that's emerging and coming into place around the club scene and supporting the club scene, and what have you hearing any sort of plans for the season that people are coming up with to try to come up with solutions?
Well, to be honest, I've been talking just like yesterday to a close friend who is also opening a club, or he was supposed to open a club this summer, and he told me that the way he sees the situation, it's really bad. And I don't know about Ibiza, but I suppose it's going to be the same, because our industry, the music industry, and I'm not talking only about DJs and clubs, I'm talking about music in general, like musicians, concerts, even opera, the way we show our, let's say, art is making a big congregation, like a big gathering of people, So right now, this is exactly what we shouldn't, and because it's like what I think is like, there will be one day when they will, let's say, open the situation, and then they will allow gradually some business to open, and maybe because now in Spain, like the construction, they can work. There are like supermarkets, pharmacies, construction, like, let's say, essential uh, industries. They can work. So one day they will allow the restaurants to open, and one day they will allow the clubs to open. I don't know if it's going to be this summer or not. We have to see the evolution of the infected people, the deaths, the numbers, etc. But the problem is that if you have like a legal capacity in a club for 500 people, let's say, and the government say, okay, you can open the club at only 200 to let the people has a social distance. But this is ridiculous, because how are you going to say to the people, don't dance together?
Yeah.
Even if you have a club that it has a capacity of 1,000 people, and you can have, let's say, the 30%, and you have 300, do you think that they will not get together in front of the DJ to play, to dance with the DJ?
Course, yeah.
So at the end, it doesn't make sense. So I don't know if the club will be will agree to open with these limitations.
Yeah.
Because also another important thing is the income that they are going to have. Let's say that if you have the workers, if you have 20 workers on a regular basis to work in the club to give a good service for, let's say, 500 people, but then you only can have 200, you don't need the 50 workers. Then you have to 5 people. And not only that, maybe with that limitation that the government is going to give in order to not get more people infected, it's not how can I say, you don't get enough profit to make the business work in a right way. So then it's better to be close and then to reopen when everything is clean.
Yeah.
And then you can do it properly as you were doing before, because at the end it's a business. We work for the business. So with all these limitations that we still don't know which ones are going to be, I don't know. To be honest, I don't know if this summer we are going to play in the clubs or not.
Yeah.
Because they have been talking even about social distance in the beach.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah. It seems until we start to see things normalizing, it's going to be more of a question of because for it to actually exist to some capacity or we're going to have to feel safe to be out, and until that sense of security actually appears, and we've been told that it's okay to do that, then that's it's not going to happen, So we've got to wait.
Yeah, because that's another thing. I don't know how the people will react when they say, okay, you can go out. Because some people that really want to go out, especially my generation and the younger one, they really want to party hard, They miss that. So they say okay, the day that we can go to a party, we're going to get crazy like ever. But I don't know if that feeling is going to be true when, okay, now you can go out, but you don't know if still there is people, asymptomatic people that can infect you.
That's right. Yeah.
And I don't know if the people is going to be scary. Maybe they will stay at home, or they don't care and they go. I don't know. I don't believe, but that's another theme. Very much still with the information that we have about the vaccine. Okay. But also I think that when people think there is a vaccine, if I get that, or I can get vaccinated. How do you say in English?
Yeah, vaccinated.
And then I'm safe. Maybe when there is that product, people will feel more safer. So then that time, I hope everything will change into what we know as normal.
Yeah. It does seem like it'll be for it to sort of keep rolling out. It needs to that sense of security and safety needs to be there, and until people actually feel, oh, okay, cool, I can go back to the club now, or I can go to the bar, or I can we need to reach that point before things to start moving again.
Yeah, but what I believe and what I know, and I get goosebumps when I think about it, is the day we, you, me, all the DJs, will get again in the booth for the first time. Wow, it's going to be heavy.
Yeah, man. I
can wait for that.
I feel. Yeah, that's going to be it. And I think what's happening now as well, like with the creativity, the appreciation for life, the appreciation for what our lives were, that energy is going to come through, so much. It's going to be epic. It's going to absolutely epic. Now tell me, you're teaching DJ skills now, and since we met a couple of years ago, I really admire your work more and your mission and what you're doing with spreading love and good music across the planet. I mean, what are you finding inspirational now to help you continue this mission? Like, is it developing this content online and just working with that at this point? Working with your son more. What are things that keeping you going with your mission right now?
Well, when you talk about the teaching, has been another world that, to be honest with you, I was very interested when I finished my university studies. But then at that time, I got involved with the first record label that I was running, Flamingo Discos, and then I forgot about that. But since I was young, I think that is amazing, the world of teaching, It's really nice how you can share your knowledge with people and see how they learn and how they improve. So that it was something that I was like in my head, but somewhere, but I didn't really care for the last years until, we grow and we get old. And as I told you once, what I'm doing now, I want to do it until I get retired. To be honest, I don't want to work in anything which is not related with music. I'm not meant for that. I studied economics in the university because I thought that it was a good career because it has many exits, many gates that I could touch, but I never did it. So because then I got more involved with the music, and I think I'm fully happy with the life that I have working with music, which I love. So my main goal is to reach that age when I will retire. I don't know if it's 60 or even more, but I'm still working on that. So thinking about different possibilities, because I don't know if I will, when I'm 60, if I will be able to keep traveling, and these hardcore things that sometimes we do, that we have to catch 3 planes, flying for 24 hours, blah, blah, blah. So I thought I was thinking like, okay, what other things I can do that still I will be working with music? And it's like to have like a diversity of works to do.
Yes.
In order to still to get income even I'm old. Okay. So there is a school in Maiorca, in Palma, which is a very good one that it's called CEF. And it's like the main school for all kind of audiovisual disciplines. So you can learn how to produce music, how to produce a TV show. You can learn cinema. You can learn how to do a radio, to be an engineer for radio shows. All about photography also. You can learn how to work with video, like to make video clips. All about audio and visual. It's that school. So I got an interview with them, and I expressed them my interest to teach in even as like DJ teaching or music production, which is what I can do. So after a month, they called me. They told me, okay, we have a course now, which is sponsored also by the government. So if you want to do it, and then I thought, okay, I'm more than happy to do it. And then I saw many people who were very interested and getting into the course, and it has been very fascinating for me to teach because it was not that kind of okay, I'm going to teach how to DJ to somebody. It's about 10 hours and you will learn something maybe or not. and I only do it for the money. No, 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 no. This is serious. It has been like 85 hours, 3 months. And when I do something, I take it serious. And I'm a little bit hardcore in the sense that sometimes I thought that it was an overdose on information. I was talking too much. You see, when you allow me to talk, I talk. So imagine if you are in a class with me for 3 hours talking about the history of house music or whatever, you know. So, but
I'm
it was
sure
so nice.
I'm sure it'll be great, mate.
Yeah, and I tell you, my students, they were not like 18 years old. They were our age. So people who I would say from 30 to 45 or even 50.
Passionate music lovers.
Yeah, so it has been great. So this teaching site, I really like it, and I hope. Actually, I was ready to start another course in April, but because of that, it was cancelled, obviously. But it's something that I really like to do.
Are you thinking to do this online though? Right, like you could potentially do.
No, online I cannot do it because I feel very frustrated. I need to be with the people and to show, you know, like I need to stay with the people to teach. But it's something that I would like to do in the future also, because I really like the experience, and also the people, they show me how they like it, also how they appreciate. Actually, most of them, they were asking, okay, we want to do a production course now. After
so, I mean, the same interaction that you get from and the appreciation you get from DJing online, do you not feel that you could get that same kind of interaction, say, on a Zoom call with 5 or 10 students talking about stuff, and even you can share your screen, you can show your production tips online? I mean, again, this is potentially for your especially now with doing something you love and at the same time earning some income during this crisis,
I think it's a good idea. And obviously this limitation that we have now, we have to adapt.
Yes.
So it can be for sure, but since when I did it with the people, I would say that in general, I'm very passionate with what I do. So if somebody's doing a mistake, because when, I don't know, just to give you an example, like beat matching, I need to be there to touch the buttons, to touch and to say, this is the problem, you know, because, and that's why I say that it's frustrating when you are that kind of person, very passionate when you do something. If you cannot do it as you did it before, it's frustrating. But at the same time, I recognize that what you say is a very good idea. And maybe if this takes for a long time, it can be a very decent, interesting, and good way for getting some income and making some classes like that. You know?
Well, you could create, and this is something that I'm looking into as well, which is pretty much around the ecosystem around this podcast and offering people different consultation and information. And you could even create sort of permanent YouTube videos that show people how to do things. And I mean, but I do understand that because I've been doing some DJ lessons myself too, and I understand that interaction with you physically in the same room with someone is completely a different experience. That's for sure. Anyway, look, Kiko, I wish you all the best with these coming months, and thank you so much for coming on board today. Please tell the listeners where we can find more info about Kiko Navarro, your website. Please share. Tell people where they can go to find you.
Yeah, I want to thank you. It has been really a pleasure to stay for an hour with you, talking to you. I wish we could meet personally, just talking in a room. I appreciate your opportunity to be on your show and to talk to you and to your audience. And for the people who is more interested, I wanna say that next Friday, as I say before, next Friday, 24th, I have a big appointment for me with all of you who are interested in listening all the tracks from my album. My idea is to play all the tracks from the beginning till the end from the vinyl live and talking about each track, because each track really has a story behind, which I think for some of you can be interested to know. And also, I will be more than happy to answer any question that the people can have or they want to ask. So 24th February is going to be 6 p.m. like Europe Central Time, 12 p.m. noon in America, and then 1 a.m. in Japan, Asia. That's it. And then if they want more information, there is my website, which actually is not very updated, but they can get all the contacts like Facebook, Instagram, SoundCloud, YouTube. All the links are there. So it's kikonavarro.es. And also there is another one for my label, Afroterraneo, which is afroterraneo.com.
Fantastic. All right, you heard it, people. His latest album on Wonderwheel Recordings comes out next week on the 24th of April. It's absolutely stunning release. Been listening to it last night and this morning, just loving it. For more information on Electronic Music Man and James Locksmith, head to jameslocksmith.net and sign up to the newsletter. If you're in the music industry, you're starting out, you're a music entrepreneur, a producer, a DJ, wanting to get some advice on health and well-being, how to do things that help you in the music industry, and learning a bit about the business, I'm offering free 15-minute consultations or 30 minutes. As long as we can talk, you can hit me up at info@jameslocksmith.net. Love to hear from you. Leave me some feedback and comments. Thank you for listening. This is James Locksmith and Kiko Navarro. Peace.